Be me. 27F. Got a degree in communications from a decent liberal arts college. Work in marketing for a mid-sized tech company. Growth strategist is my official title. It's mostly just making PowerPoints look pretty. Consider myself a feminist. Not the bra-burning kind, the intellectual kind. Read a lot of articles on Jezebel. Follow all the right accounts on Twitter. Listen to the right podcasts. My friends and I are all on the same wavelength. We have a group chat. It's mostly just us sending screenshots of dumb comments from dudes on Instagram. Life is pretty good. I have my principles, my career, my organic kale smoothies. I am a strong, independent woman. There's this guy at work, Dave. Dave is in the data analytics department. He's the human equivalent of the color beige, maybe 29, 30 years old, wears the same rotation of 3 flannel shirts and nondescript jeans. Quiet, always has his headphones on, eats lunch at his desk. Doesn't talk much in meetings, but when he does, it's always some dry, technical point that makes my eyes glaze over. He's basically the caricature of a Reddit-using tech bro, minus any personality. I decide immediately that he's problematic, doesn't have a presence, doesn't engage, probably has some weird opinions he keeps to himself. My friends and I would call his type wallpaper men. They're just there, taking up space, and sucking up the oxygen that a more deserving woman could be breathing. My interactions with Dave are minimal at first, but I notice things. The microaggressions. One time I present a new campaign idea in a team meeting. It's brilliant, all about empowerment and user-centric storytelling. Everyone is nodding along. Our boss loves it. Then Dave speaks up. The data doesn't support that user journey. The conversion funnel shows a 60% drop-off at the second stage of your proposed flow. We should reroute through the legacy profile page. He says it so flatly. No emotion, just data. I feel my face get hot. He's not collaborating. He's correcting me, in front of everyone. I smile a tight, corporate smile. Thanks, Dave, for that input. It's important to remember that not everything is about numbers. Sometimes we need to consider the human element, the story. He just blinks. The story won't matter if no one clicks the button. I see our boss nod slowly at Dave's point. Fury, pure, distilled rage. Later in the group chat, OMG, you guys will not believe the way this misogynist tried to undermine me today. My friends are all over it. That's textbook mansplaining. He's intimidated by a powerful woman. You should document this, Alexis. So I do. I start a little note on my phone. Dave file. Entry 1. Mansplain my project in front of leadership. A few weeks later. There's a potluck in the office. I bring in a homemade vegan quinoa salad with lemon tahini dressing. It's a work of art. I see Dave by the food table. He's putting a massive slice of pepperoni pizza on his plate. I walk over, feeling a bit smug. Trying to get your daily dose of sodium and nitrates, Dave, I say, laughing lightly. I am just making a little joke. A bit of office banter. He doesn't even look at me, just looks at his pizza. It's lunch, he says. Then he walks away. Not a smile, not a laugh, nothing. He completely blanked me. The rudeness is astounding. He's creating a hostile environment. Dave file. Entry 2. Exhibited antisocial behavior, refused to engage in team-building conversation. Clearly has an issue with women in positions of authority. My friends agree. He's a walking red flag. The company is working on a major new feature launch. It's a huge cross-departmental effort. My boss announces the project leads. From marketing, we'll have Alexis lead the campaign strategy, and from the data side, Dave will be providing the analytics and performance metrics to guide the rollout. Oh, no. I have to work with him? I protest, subtly. Are you sure that's the best pairing? Dave and I have different working styles. My boss smiles. Exactly. You're the creative force, he's the numbers guy. You two will balance each other out. It'll be great. I feel sick. This is a setup. I have to be professional, though I am a professional. The first project meeting is just the two of us in a small conference room. I've prepared a 20-slide deck on my vision for the launch. It's bold. It's edgy. It redefines the entire brand narrative. I spend 15 minutes walking him through it, feeling the power of my own brilliance. When I'm done, I look at him, expecting to have my genius acknowledged. He's just looking at his laptop. He hasn't said a word. So, thoughts? I ask, my voice dripping with forced enthusiasm. He turns his laptop screen towards me. His screen is full of charts and graphs and numbers. It looks like a migraine. Here's the problem, he says, pointing at a line graph. Your entire campaign targets an 18 to 24 female demographic. Our primary user base for this feature, based on beta testing, is 30 to 45 males. We have a 92% confidence interval on that. I stare at the screen. Well, that's the current demographic. The point of this campaign is to expand our demographic, to be more inclusive. He sighs. It's a tiny, almost inaudible sound, but it feels like a punch in the gut. Our budget for this launch is $50,000. We don't have the funds for a brand expansion campaign. Our directive from leadership is to maximize ROI with the existing user base. Your plan will burn through the budget in 2 weeks and net us, conservatively, a 0.5% conversion rate. He turns the laptop back towards himself. I've already modeled a more effective campaign structure. It's less flashy, but it targets the right people on the right platforms. Projections show a 15% conversion rate. He didn't just disagree with me. He came with a whole alternate plan. He did his work and my work. He was erasing me from the project. This is no longer just mansplaining. This is sabotage. I feel the familiar heat in my chest. Dave, I say, my voice dangerously calm. I am the marketing lead on this project. My job is to handle the marketing. Your job is to provide the data to support my strategy, not to create your own. He finally looks at me. His eyes are just tired. My job is to make sure this project succeeds. Your strategy will fail. It's not a personal opinion. It's a mathematical certainty. I am trying to prevent a failure. A mathematical certainty. The arrogance. I feel like you're being incredibly dismissive of my professional expertise, I say, laying the groundwork, using the HR-approved lingo. I'm not dismissing your expertise. I'm pointing out that your plan is factually unworkable based on the project's goals and constraints, he says, his voice still flat, maddeningly calm. I'm not comfortable with your tone, I say. You're being aggressive. He actually looks confused now, genuinely confused. Aggressive? I'm just stating the facts of the situation. Alexis, we have a deadline and a budget. I'm trying to work within them. This is his tactic. Feign ignorance, gaslight me into thinking his aggression isn't real. I stand up. This conversation is over. I'm going to have to escalate this. I walk out of the room, my heart pounding. I don't look back. I go straight to the bathroom and text the group chat. It's happening. The wallpaper man is trying to sabotage my career. The replies pour in instantly. OMG, record everything. Go to HR now. This is what they do. They silence us. I feel validated. I feel powerful. This isn't just about me and Dave anymore. This is for all women in the workplace. I spend the rest of the day crafting the email to HR. I pull in everything from my Dave file, the mansplaining in the meeting, the potluck incident, hostile environment, and now this. Professional sabotage, aggressive behavior, and creating an atmosphere of intimidation. I use all the right keywords. Unsafe, threatened, systemic pattern of behavior, misogynistic undertones. I reread it a dozen times. It's a masterpiece of corporate warfare. I hit send. A wave of relief washes over me. I've done the right thing. The next day, I get a meeting invite from Helen, the head of HR. I walk in feeling like Joan of Arc. Helen is a woman in her 50s, always looks stressed. She has that careful, neutral HR face on. Alexis, thank you for coming in. I received your email. These are very serious allegations, and I want you to know we are taking them very seriously. I nod, trying to look vulnerable but strong. It's a difficult balance. I recount the story, layering it with emotion. I'm just trying to do my job, Helen, but I feel like I'm constantly being undermined. I feel targeted. Helen nods and takes notes. Okay, Alexis, we are going to launch a full investigation. This will be confidential. I need to ask you not to discuss this with anyone at the company. In the meantime, we'll ask Dave to work remotely to ensure you feel comfortable. Victory. I walk out of her office and back to my desk. About an hour later, I see Helen and my boss walk over to Dave's desk. They talk for a few minutes. I can't hear what they're saying. Then I see Dave's face. It goes pale. He looks utterly shocked, confused, hurt. He slowly packs his laptop into his bag, puts on his jacket, and walks towards the exit. He doesn't look at anyone. As he passes my desk, his eyes meet mine. For a split second, I feel a jolt of something. Triumph? Yes. That's it. Triumph. The system works. Women are finally being heard. The office is buzzing for the next few days. People are whispering. I get a few sympathetic looks from other women. A couple of the guys who are friends with Dave look at me funny, but they don't say anything. Let them. They're part of the problem. I take over the project completely. I trash Dave's boring, data-driven plan and reinstate my own brilliant one. My boss is a little hesitant. Alexis, are you sure? The projections. We need to trust the creative process, I say confidently. And frankly, I'll be able to work much more effectively now that the environment is more collaborative and less hostile. He backs down. What's he going to do? Argue with the woman who just filed a harassment complaint? Checkmate. I feel on top of the world. I post a vague, inspirational quote on my Instagram story about speaking your truth, even when your voice shakes. It gets 150 flame emoji reactions. A week goes by, then 2, HR calls me back in for a follow-up. I walk in with the same Joan of Arc energy. Helen is there, along with the company's in-house lawyer. That's new. The vibe is different. It's not warm and supportive anymore. It's cold. Sterile. Alexis. We've concluded our investigation. Helen says, not making eye contact. She's reading from a script. We interviewed 15 of your colleagues, including everyone present in the team meeting you referenced. The lawyer slides a stack of papers across the table. None of them corroborated your account of the meeting, Helen continues. In fact, several described your campaign proposal as unprepared and disconnected from the project goals, and stated that Dave's input was necessary and saved the presentation from being a waste of time. My blood runs cold. They're twisting this. They're his friends. They're covering for him. The lawyer speaks for the first time. His voice is like gravel. We also have a full transcript of the Slack messages between you and Mr. Dave. He slides another paper over. It's a printout. It shows the project channel. Dave's messages are all business. Here are the updated metrics. Can you send me the copy for the landing page? Reminder that the deadline for asset delivery is 4 p.m. today. My messages are not as professional. I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed. Can we push the deadline? I'm not sure about these numbers. They don't feel right. Then they show me printouts from another channel, the marketing team's channel. After the meeting where Dave mansplained to me. Can you believe that guy? He has zero creative vision. My work friend, Sarah. Lol, yeah, he's a robot. I'm going to have to manage him so hard on this project. Ugh. My mouth is dry. This is out of context. You're not seeing the subtext, the tone. Helen looks at me, and for the first time, I see a flash of actual anger in her eyes. We also spoke to Dave, she says. He was, as you can imagine, very distressed by these allegations. He provided us with his complete project file. The lawyer slides a thumb drive onto the table. Mr. Dave, it seems, is extraordinarily meticulous. He documents everything, every task, every piece of data, every email. He uses a version control system for his analytical models. He pauses, letting the words hang in the air. His records show that on the day of your one-on-one meeting, he had already spent 10 hours running projections based on the beta test data. His model, which you dismissed, was not an alternate plan he came up with to undermine you. It was his assigned part of the project, a part he completed before the first kickoff meeting. Oh no, his files also contained your initial draft for the campaign, and his notes on it. He didn't just say it wouldn't work, he spent 6 hours trying to find a data-driven way to make it work. He tried to build a model where your target demographic could be viable. The math just wasn't there. The room is spinning. He wasn't being aggressive, Alexis, Helen says, her voice soft but sharp. He was being direct. He was doing his job. A job that, by all accounts, he is exceptionally good at. The final blow. The lawyer pushes one more piece of paper towards me. It's a printout of a post from a Facebook group I'm in, a college alumni group for gender studies majors. The post is from me, from the night after I filed the complaint. Feeling so empowered today, took on a classic workplace misogynist who tried to silence me and won. Sometimes you have to be the one to light the match and watch the whole toxic system burn. Hashtag feminist victory, hashtag bye-bye patriarchy. It was set to friends only. How did they get this? Someone must have screenshotted it and sent it to HR. One of my own people. The lawyer leans forward. Alexis, the company's position is this. The investigation has found no evidence whatsoever to support your claims of harassment, intimidation, or professional sabotage against Dave. On the contrary, the investigation has found substantial evidence that Dave behaved professionally and competently at all times. He continues. What we have found is a disturbing pattern of behavior from you. You created a false narrative. You solicited corroboration from colleagues who then refuted your story, and you bragged about your actions on social media. Your complaint was not filed in good faith. It was malicious and intended to cause professional harm. I can't breathe. This isn't happening. We have a zero-tolerance policy for harassment, Alexis, Helen says. That includes filing knowingly false claims to harass a colleague. We could terminate you for cause. Termination for cause. A black mark that would follow me forever. I'd never get another corporate job. However, the lawyer says, given your tenure here, and to avoid a lengthy and unpleasant process for all involved, we are prepared to offer you an alternative. He slides a final document in front of me, a resignation agreement. You resign, effective immediately. We pay you for 2 weeks severance. You sign an NDA and a non-disparagement agreement. We agree to provide a neutral reference to future employers, confirming only your dates of employment and title. You walk away, and this is over. My hands are shaking. I look at their faces. There is no negotiation here. I was so certain, so righteous. I was the hero of my own story. Now I'm the villain in theirs, and they have the receipts. I'll sign it, I whisper. Packing up my desk is the most humiliating experience of my life. They make me do it after hours, so no one is around. Helen watches me the whole time to make sure I don't take any company property. I put my stupid little succulents in a box, my collection of empowering mugs, my photo with the Smash the Patriarchy crew. I walk out of the building for the last time, the box in my arms. It's raining. Of course it is. I go home to my trendy, overpriced apartment, and I just sit there, in silence. I deactivate all my social media. I can't face the empowerment quotes. I can't face the DMs asking for an update on my fight. My friends from the group chat text me. What happened? Are you okay? I tell them I resigned for personal reasons. They stop texting after a while. My drama is over. They've moved on to the next outrage. I'm old news. The next few months are a blur. The 2 weeks of severance vanish instantly on rent. I apply for dozens of jobs, hundreds. Growth strategist, marketing manager, brand evangelist. I get a few interviews. They go well, until they get to the reference check part. A neutral reference is a death sentence in the corporate world. It screams, do not hire. No one says it, but I know what they're thinking. This person is trouble. My savings dwindle. I start selling things. My designer clothes on Poshmark. My good furniture on Facebook Marketplace. I have to break my lease, pay a massive penalty, and move out of my apartment. My parents, they're disappointed. I was their successful city daughter. Now I'm their 27-year-old unemployed daughter moving back into her childhood bedroom. The room is exactly as I left it. Posters of bands I don't listen to anymore, high school yearbooks, a dusty diploma. My dad tries to be supportive. Maybe this is a good thing, a fresh start. My mom just looks at me with sad eyes. Maybe you could try the Target down the road. They're always hiring. I end up getting a job, not at Target, at a 24-hour diner off the highway, the night shift. I wear a cheap polyester uniform that smells like grease. My hands are always sore. My feet always ache. The money is terrible. The tips are worse. I spend my nights refilling ketchup bottles and wiping down sticky tables. I'm exhausted all the time. Too tired to be angry anymore. The righteous fire is gone. It's been replaced by a deep, cold dread. One night, I'm scrolling on LinkedIn on my break. I don't know why. It's a form of self-torture. I see a post from my old boss. So thrilled to announce that Dave Robinson has been promoted to Director of Analytics. No one is more deserving. His insights were instrumental in the record-breaking success of our recent Project X launch. Congrats, Dave. Project X, my project. The one I was kicked off of. The launch that used his boring, data-driven plan. The picture shows him in the office, surrounded by cheering co-workers. He's smiling. A real, actual smile. He looks happy in the comments. Former colleagues are piling on the praise. Couldn't have done it without him. A genius with data and a pleasure to work with. Sarah, my old work friend, my ally. Commented with a bunch of clapping emojis. I close the app. I look at my reflection in the dark screen of my phone. My hair is pulled back in a greasy bun. There are dark circles under my eyes. I have a small mustard stain on my uniform collar. I wasn't a hero. I wasn't a warrior for justice. I tried to ruin his life. I tried to burn down his career because he didn't laugh at my jokes, and he corrected my work, and I failed. He's a director now. He's successful. He's happy. And me? I'm here, in a polyester uniform that stinks of stale coffee and regret.